In Japan, it is not unusual to see men and women in their 80s or even 90s walking through markets, carrying shopping bags, or gardening without the need for a cane. For many in the West, losing balance seems almost inevitable after 60. Doctors warn about falls, families prepare walkers, and pharmacies sell shelves full of painkillers. But in Japan, elders often keep their balance long past the age where Western seniors struggle. And doctors studying this phenomenon have made discoveries that challenge the idea that it's simply good genes. The truth is, balance after 60 is less about genetics and more about daily choices. What Japanese elders eat, how they move, and the rituals they maintain all contribute to their surprising stability. And the best part, many of these habits can be applied outside of Japan. Today, we'll explore what doctors discovered and how you can use it to protect your legs, prevent falls, and stay independent well into your later years. Balance may look simple, just standing and walking, but behind it lies a complex system involving muscles, bones, nerves, and even the inner ear. As we age, this system becomes more fragile. Muscle fibers shrink, bones lose density, and reflexes slow down, making falls more likely. Doctors call one of the biggest threats sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass after 60. Weak legs are directly linked to instability and falls. In the United States, studies show that 1 in 4 seniors over 65 falls every year, often leading to fractures, hospitalization, and reduced independence. But when researchers compared these numbers with Japan, they found something remarkable. Japanese elders fall far less often, and when they do, recovery tends to be faster. The difference is not explained by genetics alone. In fact, Japanese people living abroad, who adopt Western diets and lifestyles, lose the same stability as others. So what keeps balance intact in Japan? Doctors discovered that 3 major factors work together: stronger leg muscles, healthier bones, and daily habits that train coordination. These findings shifted the focus. Balance is not destiny, it is maintenance. Just like brushing your teeth keeps them strong, consistent habits keep your legs steady after 60. Western medicine often looks for treatments after a fall, but Japanese culture emphasizes prevention. That's why their elders rarely need walkers in the first place. Doctors who studied seniors in Japan noticed something striking. Their diet plays a direct role in balance and mobility. Unlike the typical Western plate, Japanese meals are built from ingredients that support muscles, bones, and coordination in subtle but powerful ways. One of the most overlooked foods is konnyaku, a jelly-like product made from the konjac root. Low in calories but high in soluble fiber, it improves digestion and stabilizes blood sugar, 2 factors that influence steady energy and stable movement. Another staple is daikon, the large white radish grated into soups, salads, or served as pickles. Rich in vitamin C and digestive enzymes, daikon reduces inflammation and helps the body absorb nutrients that strengthen muscles and bones. Seaweeds like nori and wakame add calcium, magnesium, and iodine to daily meals. These minerals not only protect bone density, but also support nerve function, which is critical for balance and coordination. Then comes umeboshi, the pickled Japanese plum often eaten with rice. Though sour and salty, it is famous for its probiotic and alkalizing effects, helping the gut process nutrients efficiently. Doctors point out that a healthy gut is linked to reduced inflammation, and that means stronger, steadier legs. Soba noodles, made from buckwheat, provide rutin, an antioxidant that strengthens blood vessels and improves circulation. Better circulation means less dizziness and more stable steps, something Western diets often neglect. For snacks and desserts, kinako, roasted soybean flour, is a hidden treasure. Rich in isoflavones, it helps maintain bone density in aging women, reducing fracture risk and supporting confidence in movement. Finally, Japanese cuisine makes generous use of shiitake and meitake mushrooms. Beyond their earthy flavor, these mushrooms provide vitamin D and beta-glucans, both essential for bone strength and immune health. Doctors confirm that vitamin D deficiency is a major factor in falls among Western seniors. What ties all these foods together is not one superfood, but variety. Each contributes a piece: fiber for digestion, minerals for bones, antioxidants for circulation, and probiotics for reduced inflammation. Together, they form a dietary shield against imbalance. This is why Japanese elders rarely lose balance. Their meals are not only light and satisfying, but also scientifically protective, nourishing both muscles and nerves long after the age when others start depending on walkers. If you visit a Japanese neighborhood early in the morning, you will see elders walking slowly but consistently, not as an exercise routine, but as part of daily life, to the market, to a neighbor's house, or simply to enjoy fresh air. Walking is not just transportation, it's training. Every step strengthens leg muscles, improves circulation, and reinforces balance reflexes. Unlike gyms or treadmills, this is a habit built naturally into their environment. Another habit is the frequent use of stairs. In train stations, markets, and homes, stairs remain part of everyday life. Doctors notice that Japanese elders who climb stairs regularly preserve leg strength longer than Western peers who avoid them. At home, sitting on the floor instead of chairs plays an underestimated role. Meals on tatami mats, resting on low cushions, or getting up from the ground all require flexibility, hip strength, and balance. Western doctors studying these habits call them functional exercises. They are not structured workouts, but movements that activate multiple muscle groups, protecting coordination with age. Community activity also matters. From Radio Taiso, a simple morning exercise broadcast, to local walking clubs, elders participate in group routines that keep joints mobile and spirits high. Gardening is another steadying habit. Many Japanese elders grow their own vegetables, bending, squatting, carrying, and standing, movements that naturally maintain muscle control. Doctors emphasize that these activities do more than keep the body moving. They train the nervous system. Each movement, balance adjustment, and repeated posture strengthens the brain-body connection that prevents falls. Western lifestyles often separate exercise from daily life, but in Japan, mobility is built into routines. That is why many elders remain steady, confident, and upright without formal workouts. These habits may look ordinary, but together they form a foundation. Doctors discovered that constant low-intensity activity is more protective than occasional intense exercise. And it's the reason Japanese elders rarely lose balance even in their 80s and 90s. When doctors first began studying Japanese elders, they expected genetics to explain why balance remained strong so late in life. But genetic tests quickly showed otherwise. Japanese seniors living abroad, on Western diets and lifestyles, lost balance at the same rate as everyone else. The real answer came from detailed studies on daily habits. In Tokyo, researchers tracked seniors over 70 and discovered far lower rates of sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass, compared to Western countries. In Okinawa, doctors observed centenarians who still gardened, cooked, and walked to neighbors' houses without support. Their diets were plant-rich, their meals light, and their days full of low-intensity movement. One medical discovery was the role of anti-inflammatory foods like seaweed, mushrooms, and fermented pickles. These reduce chronic inflammation that damages muscles and joints, keeping the body steady even at 90 or 100 years old. Doctors also found that elders who practiced floor-sitting routines had better hip strength and flexibility, directly linked to lower fall risk. This simple lifestyle habit worked like daily physical therapy, but without the hospital visits. Brain health played a role too. In national surveys, seniors who stayed socially active and kept daily routines showed stronger reflexes and better coordination. Doctors linked this to the cultural emphasis on community, routine, and purpose. Western medicine often looks at balance as a purely physical issue, but Japanese doctors emphasize the mind-body connection. A calm, purposeful lifestyle reduces stress hormones that can weaken bones and slow reflexes. Perhaps the most surprising discovery was how small daily choices had large cumulative effects. A single bowl of soba, a short walk to the market, or 5 minutes of morning stretching added up to decades of preserved mobility. For doctors, these findings were a breakthrough. They proved that mobility is not simply lost with age. It can be preserved, even after 90, through ordinary habits and traditional foods. What they discovered in Japan was not a miracle, but a blueprint, a way of living that keeps people steady on their feet without relying on walkers or wheelchairs until very late in life. Doctors who studied Japanese elders emphasize one key lesson. Balance is built through small, consistent actions. The good news is, you don't need to move to Japan to benefit. These habits can be adapted wherever you live. Start with food. Adding more vegetables, fermented pickles, and mushrooms to your meals can reduce inflammation and protect your legs. Even something simple, like swapping white bread for soba noodles or adding a small serving of seaweed salad once a week, makes a difference. Next, make walking a daily habit. You don't need long distances. A steady 10-15 minutes each day strengthens your legs and keeps circulation active. Think of it as your own market walk, just like Japanese elders do. At home, practice simple balance exercises. Try standing on one leg while brushing your teeth, or sitting down and rising from a low chair without using your hands. These small routines mimic the Japanese habit of floor sitting and keep your hips and legs strong. Don't forget the social side. Join a group walk, a local yoga class, or even stretch with a friend. Doctors discovered that community activity keeps the body moving and the mind sharp, a double protection against falls. Most importantly, stay consistent. Japanese elders don't rely on intense workouts or miracle foods. They repeat simple habits every day. Over time, these choices accumulate into stronger legs, better reflexes, and steadier balance. The balance of Japanese elders is not a mystery, nor a gift of lucky genes. It is the result of simple meals, steady walks, and daily habits repeated with quiet discipline. Doctors who studied them discovered that what seems ordinary, a bowl of soba, a few minutes of stretching, sitting on the floor, or gardening each day, creates extraordinary stability over a lifetime. For those over 60, this is hopeful news. Balance and independence are not lost by default. They can be protected. It doesn't take drastic change. It takes small, consistent choices that build strength and confidence day by day. If you want to take the next step, our guide on the Japanese anti-inflammatory diet offers practical ways to start. Just as Japanese elders show, the path to staying steady is not hidden in genetics, but in the choices you make each day.